Hi, and welcome to a Drafthouse Diary for Friday, March 15th, 2024, when I came out here to the Alamo Drafthouse at Littleton's Aspen Grove to see a special preview screening of Late Night with the Devil. This is a movie from the found footage genre of horror movies, in that everything we see on screen after an introduction that I'll talk about in a moment, everything we see is a late-night talk show from 1977, as it aired, intercut with what's supposedly some behind-the-scenes making-of footage. And this is a Halloween broadcast in which things go terribly and supernaturally wrong. Wonderful concept. I was on board with this idea as soon as I heard about this movie, and the execution was pretty impressive. It does open with a monologue introduction setting the stage of what America was like in the 1970s and giving you background about the show and about its host, Jack Delroy, who is played throughout and played extremely well by David Dastmalchian. I wish they had found ways to incorporate a lot of that background into the movie, into the dialogue, instead of giving us a kind of stilted introduction, though it was brilliantly delivered by Michael Ironside, and it was pretty well edited, so it didn't detract from the movie, but I think the movie would have been more powerful if they'd been able to convey that information in other ways. One other minor criticism, kind of in the same vein, is that these behind-the-scenes bits that were intercut with footage from the TV show, they seemed too well choreographed, too well shot, too well framed and composed. In general, they didn't give you that rough immediacy that you would expect from real behind-the-scenes footage captured by a documentarian or by a crew member who happened to have a camera. And that is something that during those sequences, as fascinating as they were, they took me out of the feel of the movie and the realism that it was trying to portray. On the other hand, the footage that was supposedly this 1977 TV show, this talk show, late night variety show, they nailed that. The way that they used the staging, the sets, the multi-camera shooting, the blocking, everything came together to really give you the feel that you were watching a recording of a 70s late night talk show. The premise overall is that Jack Delroy is struggling to be number one in the late night ratings game. He can't beat Johnny Carson. He's had a lot of personal ups and downs, and the combination of people he gathers together for this special Halloween show, which includes a very James Randi-ish debunker, a psychic medium promising to talk to people from beyond the grave, and a parapsychologist who brings with her the 13-year-old girl who is the subject of her latest studies and her latest book, who has exhibited signs of supernatural possession. And various parts of this all go terribly, terribly wrong in a fascinating way. This very much put me in mind of the classic found footage genre horror, I believe it was a TV show, Ghost Watch. If you liked Ghost Watch, this very much had that kind of feel. Really glad I got a chance to see this in its preview screening about a week or so before it opens on March 22nd. And also, at the end was a live Q&A featuring star David Dastmalchian. They were streaming it from the Brooklyn Alamo Drafthouse, and it was really interesting to hear his insights as a lifelong horror movie and late-night TV fan, as well as his being the star of this movie. The theater, by the way, was packed, completely full auditorium. This is a movie that benefited from getting all of that energy and seeing it with a crowd. Of course, when the theater is full, that always means there's going to be somebody who thinks watching a movie is the time to talk. I didn't quite get to the point where I raised an order card and asked somebody at the Alamo to deal with it, but I came close, closer than I think I ever have before. It didn't ruin the movie, though. And everybody else at this movie was really hyped to be there. As I was walking in, someone, I'm not sure if he was a fan, I'm not sure if he was an Alamo staffer. Well, clearly he was a fan. He may also have been an Alamo staffer, asking me if I had seen the latest Rotten Tomatoes ratings of this movie, because apparently they've been very high. So if you get a chance to see this kind of preview screening or other special screenings at the Alamo, give it some thought, because they can be a lot of fun and really worthwhile. Other parts of my trip to the Alamo, well, they did not have a pre-show. They just had a promotional slide up on the screen for this movie during that half an hour before the screening began. Maybe that was because this was a special screening and they had this Q&A planned. They didn't also pick out a generic pre-show or give us a specific pre-show for this movie. It'll be interesting to see what kind of pre-show they use once this movie begins its regular screening after opening night. I did get some dinner. I had the Margherita pizza. I've had that before. It's very good. I was looking for a meatless option tonight, and that was a good choice. And my server, Kai, was terrific, very chill, very fast, very efficient, very friendly. As I've said in the last few reviews from Aspen Grove here, the Littleton Alamo, it's come a long way in the last few months, so I really appreciate the service I've been getting lately. Well, thank you very much for joining me for this Drafthouse Diary. If you enjoyed this, please click that like button. If you want more Drafthouse Diaries, consider clicking that subscribe button. I'll be back soon with more Drafthouse Diaries. In the meantime, enjoy your movies, and when you do, stay till the end of the credits.